All right, let's see how this works now. Oh. All right, we're back. Slowly, but we're back. So that was weird. My, you know how usually when your phone loses a signal, like I have 4 bars right now. So, you know how usually when your phone loses a signal, it still stays on. The signal doesn't cut out permanently like that. My LTE, like you get the thing you tap, the slider, and this thing was sitting on the ground, but the slider you tap turned off, and it wouldn't let me turn it back on until I left the graveyard. Like I walked out of the graveyard, and then it let me turn the slider back on for my signal. So that's what happened there. We're gonna head over to the Confederate monument. Like I said, I'll run the portal box over there. There's at least a little bit of shade over there. I'm not gonna show the big rolling pew-pews that they used during the battle. Hey, Cali girl. I'm not gonna show the big rolling pew-pews they used during the battle. That's what I was thinking, Megan, because it literally, it cut my LTE off completely. Like I had 4 bars. And it cut my signal out completely, and would not let me turn. Like the LTE thing slid across, and it wouldn't let me connect. And it's pretty much, it's when I left the graveyard, I was able to do it again and connect again. So that's relatively interesting. But where we're heading at now, we are close to one of the Confederate monuments over here. We'll hang out over on this side. This section over here, so we're going to see if I get a ban on TikTok for this, or a warning. We're going to find out. This section over here, over by that giant pew-pew on wheels. Gotcha, glitchy again with 4 bars. Interesting. But over by this giant pew-pew with wheels is where I got that EVP of a spirit saying enemy, ready, and going through the firing motion. And I got that all on EVP over at this location. So we're going to run over here. We're going to see what we get. I will run the, that was a person. There's no other cars here. Like, my car is the only one here. That was a person I seen walking over there in the fucking grass. Huh. Man, I love battlefields. Always so fun. So we're going to go over here. We're going to stand in the shade by this tree. We're going to go over actually right here. We're going to go right over here over the little breastworks. The little man-made breastworks, and go to the shade because it's hot. It's Florida. It's the summertime. Y'all know how it goes. So we are in the breastworks by the trees. Let me get my... Where'd I put it? We're going to do an EVP session again. We're close to the location where I got that first one, but I want to be in shade. I don't want to be in sun. So now when I go to the battlefield, I'm going to have to be in sunlight. That's a given. That's just how that goes. We'll set a K2 right over by this tree. All right, we'll set the K2 by the tree, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in on the K2. I'm about 10 feet away. I have a bug trying to climb into my eye. Spirits, if there's anybody here, if you go towards that little black device on the ground and build energy around it, you can set it off, you can set it up, and it'll make lights go off, and that's how I can tell you're around. Till then, I'm gonna do an EVP session. What I want you to do is yell as loud as you can into the end of these little silver tips on this microphone and answer any questions that I ask. My name is Jesse. I'll introduce myself first. And here we go. Are there any soldiers here who want to give me their names? What line am I currently on? What division? Are you Union or Confederate? Can you fire a rifle for me right by the end of this device? How many of you are currently over here on this line? All right, I gave it a few seconds just to roll. We're gonna zoom it back. Gonna zoom her back here. They're straight up walking. Like, so this place is kind of cool. So when I'm here at night, let me flip this. So, or not here at night. So you can get permission to come here at night. You got to contact the park rangers and all that. You can come here at night. But yeah, I seen somebody do it. And just basically all they said was you got to get in contact with the rangers and set something up. But we're going to do playback and see what we get, or if we got anything. Volume's up. Are there any soldiers here who want to give me their names? What line am I currently on? What division? Are you Union or Confederate? There was a whisper. Can you fire a rifle for me right by the end of this device? How many of you are currently over here on this line? There's footsteps in there. Before I ended it, I heard some footsteps. Are there any soldiers here? All right, that's cool. I'm saving that. Again, I'm going to go back through and I'm going to plug this up to the computer and amplify everything. So, you know. Let me go ahead. We're going to hook the portal box back up over here. Hopefully I don't lose a fucking signal again. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I'm going to hook the portal box up. We'll see what we get. Give me one moment again. And again, this is close to the location where I caught the EVP I got, where they were readying to fire. What did I hit? Where they were readying to fire. Over there is one of the Confederate monuments right there. Some mobile pew-pews. One there and one there. And it was actually by that mobile pew-pew where I caught that EVP. From here, after we do a little bit of a live here, we'll go that way towards the battlefield itself, where there's still some remnants of trenches, actually, that they use. Because the Union had to basically make makeshift fortifications in the woods over there. And it's kind of cool. But let me go ahead and hook the portal box up. We'll see if we can get some cannon fire, some shot, and everything over here. Oh boy! Alright, that's hooked up. I'm getting eaten by bugs. Call me Bunny. There. Set you up here. Plug you right here. All right. Turning the volume up, guys. Hey, sweeping it would help. All right. We'll roll it on there. We'll roll it on there. We'll see what we can get. Are there any soldiers around currently that would like to speak? Would like to get a message across? This is the first time I heard the spirit box. That hurt. When you get a gnat flying into your eye. Oh well. If there are any spirits around me, any Confederate soldiers around me, or Union soldiers that followed me from the graveyard, if you want to get your voice through, go to this box. I'm about to crank the volume up because I do have it on a 26. Let me do that. Yeah. Over 100. Said over 100? What division were you part of? Can you tell me what division you were a part of? Or if you were Union or Confederate? My name's Jesse. Are you guys currently in a battle? So the gimbal's, something's manifesting to the right of the box. The gimbal's tracking to the right. Also on the camera, it's starting to get a little hazy. Is there somebody manifesting by the box? Or attempting to manifest? Is my reverb on? Yeah, reverb's on. Sorry, I'm adjusting. We'll go with another sweep rate too. We'll go with a 190. There we go, we put it to a 190. If you guys want some water, I got some water right here. You guys would like some water in this heat? Got them coming through now. I had to change the sweep rate. Make it a little faster. I'm coming through little by little. I've never been here with a portal box, and I'm sure this is such a little known battlefield. I'm like mostly by locals and Floridians more than, I mean, I'm guessing if you're a historic like Civil War buff, you'd know about it, but this one's not very well known. It's in the middle of BFE. So it would make sense if they've never seen a portal box before or half the equipment. I'm getting spikes on the K2 right now. Turn, sir? Why do you want me to turn? Is there a reason you want me to turn? You want me to turn and face the monuments? Are you guys over by the monument? So I got a fun idea. I can walk with the portal box. Hey, tick number 2. 2 ticks in one day, guys. We're rocking. That's literally like the moment I stepped out of the car, I had a tick on my wrist. I just pulled one off the back of my neck. Woo! Tick season. All right, so what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to walk with the portal box. I got a way I can carry it where we can walk with it and we can hear everything coming through. And we'll walk towards the battlefield since they're being a little bit quiet over here, which is fine. What I'm hoping to get is what I got in Gettysburg. Cannon fire, linear shot. If I can get a rebel yell, that'd be pretty cool too. But we're gonna go from there, and I'm gonna have to get myself checked for ticks everywhere after this. But let me pick up the portal box and we'll get going, walking towards the battlefield. Let me put the water up and everything. Oh, little jumping spider. Aren't you cute? All right. Water can go in my pocket. And we'll put the recorder in here. And then we'll put, no! Man down, man down. Got it. All right. I got my 1 EMF meter in my pocket. Flashlight. I do have a flashlight in my pocket. Not that we're gonna be able to use it. You know what? You want to play with a flashlight here? Let's see if we can get a. There we go. Let's see how we can see the flashlight, if it's good or not. All right, can you guys, if there's any soldiers here, Confederate or Union, can you please turn off that flashlight, the yellow glowing light? All you do is go to it and twist it off. Thank you. If you are Confederate, turn on that light. If you are Union, turn on that light. I should put 2 lights up. I got another flashlight. We could do 2 lights up. That's what I was thinking, Maureen. You know some history here. Or I know what you're seeing, I'm guessing. But actually, yes. Can you try your best to turn the light back on? I'll help you get the hang of it. My spirit guides that are around me, do you mind helping them? Yes, there we go. There we go. All right, so you got the flashing down. If you are Confederate, can you make it flash? There we go. Georgia? Is this a Georgia line? Yes. Okay. Georgia line. Backing up Maureen's hit there. They're just loving playing with this light now. Do you guys like the flashlight? They are loving that flashlight. I believe you, Maureen. I just wanted to back it up. So anyone who's watched my stuff, you know how I roll. If I have somebody that comes in the comments and they're a medium and they're saying something, I also like to back it up with equipment, because if they're saying it and I can back it up with equipment like we just did with Maureen, that's what I like to do. All right, thank you. Are you a... You're welcome. Are you a higher ranking Georgia officer? If you are, can you turn on that light? If you're a higher ranking, okay, gotcha. Turn it off. Are you a CO? Okay, you're a commanding officer. Can you tell me your name through the box? Do you mind telling me your name through the box? My name's Jesse. I understand if you're having trouble. That's perfectly fine. All right, turn off that light for me. Turn it off completely. Are you gonna follow me throughout the battlefield? I'm gonna be heading over to the battlefield after this. I know this is one part of it. Are you gonna follow me over there? Are you gonna stay with your men on this line, ready to defend? I couldn't hear what he said. No, not Robert E. Lee. This would be too far south for it to be Lee. This would be post... Are you guys upset that Robert E. Lee surrendered up there at Appomattox? Are you upset that Robert Lee and his Virginians surrendered up there in Appomattox? If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine as well. All right, so what we're gonna do, whoa, yep, they're upset, the light came on. I tripped over my own bag. Yes, sir. All right, well, thank you for, as I do with all soldiers, thank you for your service as well. To your men that are standing around you, over 100. To your men standing around you over 100, thank you for your service as well. as I do with every veteran, every soldier. I thank them for their service. It's the right thing to do. No matter the country, no matter anything. They fought for their country, they fought for what they believed in. And that takes guts, no matter who you are. So, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pick these guys. I'm gonna pick up the portal box. I'm gonna put the flashlight in my pocket. We'll start working our way that way. See what comes through the portal box and go from there. To anybody joining in, the 40-some people joining in, we are at the Olustee battlefield, west of Jacksonville, Florida. This is the... Hold on, I gotta configure it. There we go. This is the only major Civil War battle that took place. This is the only major Civil War battle that took place in Florida. I heard a cannon. I turned the cutout. That was cannon, or a hit. It was. Did somebody hit somebody? I got the box in my hand, so hopefully y'all can hear it. But we're gonna walk over to the battlefield now. This is the area where they usually do their reenactments. Theoretically, this whole area was a battlefield. Theoretically, but we're gonna go to the reenactment area. At least until I lose a signal. You heard a gunshot earlier? Cool, that'll be good to know for playback. Anybody who's watching, if you want, give me a follow. I post videos that are all gear, no apps. Me personally, I don't believe in apps. I'm a straight gear person. We're gonna go to a sign that has a little bit of history about the battle. We'll go over that while we're walking this way. And then if I lose a signal, I'm sorry. If I lose a signal, I will be posting videos regardless. I do want to take the portal box over to the battlefield site. So we'll find out, I guess. Thank you for the heart me's. Thank you for the comments, the likes, all that, guys. I appreciate it. Every bit of it. You're in Mid-South. Hello, Annie. All right, so this is just a little history rundown. John. Hey, John. How are you doing today, John? All right. So this is the map of the Olustee battlefield. You got your Union line on the right, Confederate line on the left. You got a lot of Georgia infantry right up through here. It's basically all Georgia. 19th Georgia, 28th Georgia, the 1st Florida Cavalry. We got the 27th, 23rd, 1st, 32nd, and 6th Georgia. We got 1 Florida Cavalry. We have the 115th New York up there, the 48th New York right here. Then over here we have the 47th. They're in the ruts. So over here is where I was talking about, where you can see where the ruts, that's the battle. Yep. Then we have the 7th Connecticut, the 1st North Carolina, the 8th US, and the 54th Mass, bringing up the rear. The 54th Mass would have been coming this way, going that way, because west is Jacksonville, so going over that way would be Jacksonville. Our chain of command right here, we have Brigadier General Joseph Finnegan for the Confederacy, Alfred Colquitt, Brigadier General, and Colonel George Harrison. That's the Confederate chain of command. Union chain of command, we have Truman Seymour, Brigadier General Truman Seymour, Colonel Joseph Hawley, and Colonel W.E. Martin. And whatever they're saying through the box. Yes, it would be musket. So interesting thing to know about. So this is specifically pertaining to the Union troops on here. Little interesting fact that not a lot of people really find out. I found this out from a park ranger. I had a bee fly by my ear. Anyway, I found this out from a park ranger. We have... where's the trail? Road closed for vehicles. Something ahead. Gate ahead. So it's this way. So interesting thing I found out from a park ranger. What was it? It was something about when the when a few of the Union troops landed over in Jacksonville, because Jacksonville was under Union control at the time. When the Union troops landed over in Jacksonville, their goal was to cut off the beef supply to the Confederacy, because later on in the war, they figured out that Florida was a major beef supplier for the Confederacy, and they wanted to end that. But battle over here, basically little thing for the battle. Unidentified lieutenant from southern Georgia was sitting there saying the Yanks are coming. I gotta fix my thing. That's a kid. That's somebody that followed me from the graveyard. But anyway, they came over here to essentially cut off the beef supply, heading up into Georgia for the Confederacy. That was their goal, at least. When they got to Jacksonville, they were trained on newer rifles later in the war that weren't muskets. They were repeater style, where you could fire 7 shots in a row, or however many shots in a row, without having to reload. So those troops were newer, and they were trained. They were cavalry. It was basically a cavalry rifle. And they were trained on that rifle. When they got to Jacksonville, the Union troops in Jacksonville took those rifles from those guys and gave them freaking muskets that they weren't trained on. And you can start to see how this was an overwhelming Confederate victory. They ran into the Georgia troops over here in the 1st Florida Cavalry. Didn't expect to see them here. When they got over here, they were using equipment that they weren't trained on. And you can see how it was kind of a Confederate rout later in the war. But we're walking over to the battlefield now, so enjoy the saw palms. I got the portal box rolling. I'm gonna turn. Oop. Hi. 90. Are there 90? Are there 90 of you around me? Are there 90 of you that fought in this area? It is very active here, Annie. I got to contact the park ranger to come back here at night. I would love to be able to walk these trails at night and get to the battlefield at night. I'm hoping to get what I got in Gettysburg and get a cavalry horse on video replay walking through the trails, or even people. All right, so we got to go over that way. All right, so we got a split in the trail, and we're gonna go back over this way because you can't get on Gettysburg at night, but you can ask some people down here. More's coming? Did you say more's coming? Who's coming? Who else is coming, guys? Are you Union or Confederate? This would be in the middle of Georgia. Union or Confederate? What side did you guys fight on? Union? I guess the Union line would be back over here, but this would be in the middle of the fighting because the Georgians and all would have been over here in this tree line. I feel like this is more... No, sir? Did the battle take place over on the reenactment field? It does? Who's the child that's with me? Is it somebody that followed from my house? Footstep. That was a human footstep. That was straight up. Yep, they just said yup on the box. That was a human footstep. That was too heavy to be a raccoon, too heavy to be a possum. This is cool. I love this. I love doing battle. I don't forget. I won't forget. Do you want me to come back here at night? Is that it? I've heard the same male voice come through. Is this John? John, are you guiding me through the field right now? I think this is the same voice that said this is John. Inside? I've been shot. That was a kid. That was very clear. I've been shot. Y'all hear that one? No, I never get creeped out. I prefer going places by myself. Even if it was dark and it was like a freaking demonic poltergeist place, I'd rather go by myself. At least then I could mitigate. My name is Jesse. Yep, thank you, Ghostly. It's real easy to make one. I got videos on my page of how to make it and put it together. Wilson? There's another tick on my ear. I just felt it. Alright, we're getting over to the battle site. I still somehow have to That was radio interference. Watch. I'm watching. Heaven. 1, 2, 3. I heard a kid said, what the heck? I gotta zoom in on that. I gotta get somewhere I can put this mortar box down. So what I'm gonna do is climb the... I'm gonna set the portal box down on the thing. I am hurrying. I'm hurrying. Red. Confederate? Red and grays? Orange and grays? Okay, so the old Union dugouts I was talking about are over there. We're gonna head over there in a minute. The video I got on my YouTube channel, I'll be posting this one as well. The video I got on my YouTube channel, Carson. Yeah, oh God. Yeah, we're getting into battle sites. Yeah, I've tinkered a lot with it there, Ghostly. I have tinkered a ton with it. All right, so my plan is to get on contact. Got it. We're hearing the sounds of battle literally right now. I'm just gonna sweep right here. That way I can go back, and if I see anything, like I saw the cavalry horse in the triangle wheat field, I can go ahead and clip it. Okay. All right, so we're gonna set the contact again. I think they mean contact as in battle contact. I don't think they mean contacting a single person. All right, so we're gonna climb up the bleachers. Every February, they have a reenactment of the battle over in this field, right over here. They'll have cavalrymen, shot, everything. They'll have a reenactment of the battle over here. That's why the post markers are there. I can go over there. There's no wire. What I'm gonna do is start at this end. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, and then I'm just gonna squeal. I'm just gonna go across. That's it. And that way later on, I can go back through and take screenshots or look at replays. Ever since Gettysburg, when I caught that cavalry horse, it's pinned at the top of my page. I will be doing this at every battlefield I go to. Maybe. Sorry if it's a little shaky, guys. I haven't had coffee today. We'll go back and forth. Because when I got that cavalry horse in Gettysburg, it was like 1 p.m. It was broad daylight. It was right out in the open. Walking down the wheat field. We didn't even see it. We were just going back through footage, and I'm like, that's a full horse manifesting. After this, we'll head over to the Union dugouts straight ahead where those logs are. And we'll hang out in there a little bit. That's where the 47th New York was located at. Almost sweeping through completely. And there we go. So, interesting fact. So, we're back. Let me not kill myself walking down these really, really old 2x6s. Or 2x10s, actually. They're more 2x10s than 6s. Got to get my wood knowledge right. All right, let me put this down for a minute. All right, we're back. All right, now the fun part, walking through the prickly pear cactuses and everything. Once we get over to this site, this location here. So the Union, when they came up, they were very outnumbered, very outgunned, and they had to build little fortifications. Now, I'm sure these trees aren't the original trees to the battlefield, obviously. That's a mean prickly pear cactus. I'm sure they drug them over here for historical reenactment purposes. So in reality of the battlefield, the 47th New York would have been over here. They would have been firing back over that way towards the Confederates. Over there, the Georgia troops. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a history nerd. Loves me some history. Yeah, I heard that. All right, and you can still see some of the old dugouts that obviously back. Let me get through here. Get back? Why? Why should I get back? I'm not trying to. My name's Jesse. I'm not a Confederate. I'm here to talk, guys. I've been here before. I'm not here to provoke. I'm not here to tick you off. All right, so you can see like old dugouts. You can see how it runs along. That tree rolled down in here. But you can see how it kind of rolled along. It went along like that. And it's just old sand dugouts. That's mainly what it is. They would have been deeper back in the day. Florida soil is sand. It runs over that way. You can see the V, either U, whatever you want to call it, going that way. And then it runs back over here. And you have some little trenches down here, some dugouts over that way where they were aim firing that way at some more Georgians. This was essentially a Confederate route, like I said. Yes, it's kind of a circle. Yep. This was, like I said, the Union was very outgunned and unprepared for this. All right, so we're going to go. Are there any soldiers here from the 47th New York that want to talk? My name's Jesse. I've been here before. I'm going to stand in shade. My name's Jesse. I've been here before. If you have any message you want to get across, feel free to get your message across. I'm here to listen. Gopher tortoise hole. Big old gopher tortoise. Are you guys currently fighting right now? Call me a dumbass. So let's do this. We'll set the portal box over on that log in the shade. So let's do this. We'll set the portal box over on that log in the shade. And then we'll step back from it. Actually, we'll put it right here. All right. I'm stepping back from the box, guys. We can turn up the static. We'll cut out the noise gate just a little bit, so you're going to hear a little more static. I hear just a little more static, but the lower voices should be able to come through a little bit easier. 97, I heard that. Is this the 97th New York, not the 47th? Did I get it wrong? Get in the shade. How many of you are around right now? Is it 97 of you? All right, bye, Brody. Have a good party. I also kind of want to keep aiming at the field while we're listening. Because like I said, I got that video pinned at the top of my page of the cavalry horse appearing on the back right side in the middle of the day. Are you guys Union or Confederate? Got my flashlight too. All right. Can you guys turn off that flashlight that's right there on the bench? That's right on the log. It's a pretty yellow light. Said 90 a few minutes ago, now 97. Maybe they're talking about the number of men. Maybe the number of deceased. All right, thank you. All right, is this a Union line? Is this currently a Union line? Am I correct in my mental mapping of the battlefield? I'll give you a moment to figure out the light. My spirit guides, please help them out like you did with the other Confederates up there on the Georgia line. Let's not step on a timber rattler either, or a pygmy. I just saw a mist walk in front of me to the right side. I was trying to keep an eye on the camera, but that mist went from here. 20. That mist went right here, right in front of me. I don't know how to describe it other than sometimes I can see like a mist form. I'm not saying I have abilities or anything, but I say what I notice. If something comes to my head, I say it. I don't second guess it. So, Dominator 3, Reed Timmer's truck. Dominator 3, I'm over in west of Jacksonville in Sanderson, Florida at the Olustee battlefield. I would like to have a Dominator 3 to drive on the daily. That would be some fun stuff. Guys, can you turn back on this light for me? If you figured it out. You turned it off for me. Can you turn it back on? Them Confederates did it. Don't let them show you up. You guys can hear the portal box, right? I'm kind of just trying to sit in the shade, so I don't really have a camera angle on the box itself, but you can hear it. At least I can hear it. I'll put out some water. Gotcha. Here. Ow. I had a bug fly into my eye. I put out the water and that light came on in an instant. Go ahead, boys, drink up. I'm not an enemy. You explain? Are you in the middle of the battle currently? If you guys are currently fighting, can you turn that light on for me? You're currently fighting right now. And yes, so I feel like there is a sense of residualness to this. But think of residual haunting in the sense of, yes, they're replaying events. But there's intelligence to it. We're getting intelligent interaction. So yes, they could be, I like to think of residual hauntings as, yes, like in Gettysburg. Yes, they're repeating the battle. They're repeating stuff that happened through history. But there's intelligence to it. It's not just, they're not unaware. They're fully intelligent of what's going on. Like, I'll try it after we move from this spot. I'll try it. We'll start walking. Contact. We'll try it. I'll start walking. And we'll see if they go left or right, which way to go. And we'll see if we can get them to guide me. Just to kind of prove the residual thing. Because in Gettysburg, we did the same thing. You guys are not willing to interact, are you? I brought y'all water. They yelled stop when I walked up here. I think they think I'm a Confederate. If I had to guess, I do think they think I'm a Confederate agent. Residual would mean... So, most people's perception of residual hauntings is events that replay over and over, no intelligence. But, and you have intelligent hauntings, obviously, as well. But, these spirits are people. They just don't have bodies. So, if I'm getting intelligent direction on where to go on the battlefield, or if I'm asking for names and getting names on a battlefield, that would mean residual hauntings have intelligence to them. or the spirits are there. They're just reliving the battle. They're stuck reliving it for some reason, or they're choosing to relive the battle for the glory of their country, I guess, or their side that they're fighting on, you know. I'm scrolling as I'm going, so like I said, oh, you're good. You're fine, Donna. I would love to go do the Queen Mary. Am I afraid to take my gear to California? Because I am on the opposite side of the United States. Am I afraid to take my gear on a plane to California? Yes, because it's expensive and I don't feel like having them lose it. All right, so I'm going to pick up the portal box and we're going to head that way, where their other barracks and all were faced out that way, and we're going to head towards another Georgia line. Now, there was a story over there is where I believe there's an old, like, hut thing, and there's a story of a reenactor, again, broad daylight in February, reenacting, and he had a man on a horse charge up to him, and he thought it was a reenactor. And then when he looked up, he was gone without a sound. So, again, if I could get something similar. I'm the type of person where if I see a full body apparition, I'm not going to get scared. I'm going to walk up and shake your hand. Like, that's everybody's dream, is to catch a full body apparition. And if I could just, like, I've caught some, but if I could physically walk up and get as close as possible, it would be amazing. All right, so let me sit y'all down on the log for a minute. We're going to face out here. Let me put this stuff up. Let me hydrate. Got to get some hydration in. Like 95, 96 degrees out right now. I also have the recorder in my pocket. So actually what I want to do real quick, we'll do an EVP burst session as well out here. This was one of my goals. All right, so that's down. I did full cut, so it cut out everything on the portal box. I'm going to do an EVP burst session out here. This was one of my goals today, was to come out here to this location and do an EVP burst session, like I've done a few so far today and got a few whispers. I'm hoping to get a cannon fire or a gunshot. So we're going to stand up here. Actually, we're going to go right out here on the log. Then I'll do playback as well. All right, spirits. My name's Jesse. I've introduced myself before. Whoever's followed me from the beginning of the park. I'm going to do what's called an EVP burst session here. You speak into the little silver tips on the end of this recorder as loud as you can, and I'll be able to hear you. I'm going to ask questions, and you give an answer. All right, 3, 2, 1. How many soldiers are around me right now? Are you still fighting the battle? Are you Union or Confederate? Was this a hard battle for you? What regiment are you a part of? All right, that's it on that. And do playback. 1. How many soldiers are around me right now? Are you still fighting the battle? Are you Union or Confederate? Was this a hard battle for you? What regiment are you a part of? One. All right, that's fine. So, how many soldiers are around? I'm going to also go back and be plugging So I'm gonna hook this up to the computer, pull the audio files, and throw them in the audio booster too. There was a couple of times where I thought I heard a whisper in there, but it's hard to tell because I had a gnat by my freaking ear. So I'm gonna go back through. I'd reckon, well, this would have been a Union line firing into the Confederates over there. If I'm going right off of the sign there. But let me go ahead and hook this up, get this all squared away and ready to go. Get this bag around me. Let me pick up my portal box here. I'll have it running again. Something just hit a stick, like hit a tree. Can you do that again? Tap on the tree. It was close. Could you please tap on the tree again? Let me know you're here. Who's behind me right now? I can feel them behind me. I don't know how to... So, what I was talking about... Let me flip this so I don't get a TikTok static imagery crap. So, what I was talking about... I don't really know if I got ability... Whatever. All I know is when I start to get tingles on the back of my arms and they work up the tingling on my shoulders, there's someone very close to me. Or something very close to me. Usually just someone, obviously... if it's something negative, it's a real heavy pressure. You feel that. Gets hard to breathe. It's really, really heavy. Usually negative, not so much, more or less, it's somebody behind me. Not everything's a demon, guys. Usually it's just a person with a bad attitude. And when I've been randomly seeing like mists, I guess you could say. It's like human-shaped mists. And I kind of just say it when I see it. No science behind it unless I can prove it with gear. Just kind of say it to get it out there. If I have something that no science behind it unless I can prove it with gear. Just kind of say it to get it out there. If I have something that pops into my head, I don't overthink it. That's pertaining to a place I investigate. If it pops into my head and I'm not thinking of it, like if I'm not thinking physically like, what kind of guns did they use? And then a gun pops in my head. Like if I'm just investigating and then like the word green or green dress or some shit pops in my head, I'm going to say it. It's just something to get it all out there and everything else. But let me pick up the portal box here and then we'll continue walking. Flip the camera. Hopefully these guys don't turn my cell signal off like the other guys did at the graveyard. Ah. There you go. Alright, we're tuned good. We're tuned good. Freedom. Got a woman that said freedom. Is that what... Stay. Just stay. Lay right here? Why do you want me to lay right here? Dude, there is a lot around me. They're over here. I'm sure they can. It's kind of like how children can see spirits, or they're more spiritually aware than we are. There's a footstep over that way. Alright. It's getting active. There's been a child that's been following me. Probably from the graveyard. I've heard his voice come through, unless he's just a younger, like 12, 13-year-old drummer boy or soldier. I heard a... Was somebody killed here? Is that why that breath came through? Was somebody shot here? freedom again. I heard that. We're gonna walk back up this way. This place has a lot of trails, and I love every bit of it. Thank you for the follow, guys. All right, so where we're walking back now is back towards where the Georgia lines would have been, back towards the Confederate side. Oh, excuse me, sorry guys. Oh, we got another gopher tortoise hole. I gotta keep a lookout because these prickly pear cactuses around here have like 2-inch long needles, and they suck. When they stick into your leg, they hurt to pull out. The first time I came here, I was in shorts, and it was terrible. I'm hoping I catch sight of something too. I'm gonna post it on my channel if I do. I'm gonna go through later on. That's usually where I end up catching a lot of stuff, is through replay. Even through the portal box, like, I'm getting hit with the sound and the echo and everything right off the bat, right in my ear. But listening over TikTok, it's a recording, it's not directly in my ear, and I can understand the portal box a little better. What's my signal at? 3 bars. I'm in Florida there, Donna. But this is a Georgia infantry over. There was a lot of Georgia infantry over here. I'm in North Florida right now. Bad? Little kid said bad? Why is it bad over here? A lot of wounded? Which way do you want me to go? Straight, right, or behind me? We'll do this. Where I'm facing, do you want me to go to the right? Do you want me to go straight? Or do you want me to go left? Which way do you want me to go, guys? Jesse. Yes, that's my name. Which way do you want me to go? I couldn't hear what he said. Can you speed up? Can you speak up a little bit? Which way do you want me to go? Which way do you want me to go? Straight, left, or right? Go left. Can you guide? Oh, it's raining. Can you guide me to the location of where the Union, where you guys buried them in pine straw? Around 2 p.m., Union troops reached the railroad, where they faced increased resistance. 7th Connecticut opened heavy fire. Right there? Did you bury him in this vicinity? Buy it? Is this the relative vicinity where you buried most of the troops? Many men died here? All right, so I'm gonna go this way. Which way should I go up at the next split, left or right? Which way should I go at the next split? If you heard bayonet, maybe we should stay here for a little bit. Just stay, I think is what a kid said. They're low energy, and I don't mean to insult them with their low energy. Right, 13 of them? You're close to them? Soldiers, where are you at? Give me a roll call. Give me a rebel yell. If this is a bunch of Confederates, give me a rebel yell. I just saw a blue jacket walk past that tree. The second tree, not the first one. The second one, that was a shoulder and a blue jacket. I feel like even during the daytime when you're investigating, like with the portal box and other gear, you're drawing them to you into showing themselves more. How many of you are around me right now? 14. There's 14 of you around me. What What regiment are you part of? Union or Confederate regiments? Georgia or Massachusetts? Died. Are you Union or Confederate? I want a real clear. Go ahead. Gunshot. That was us. Yup, gunshot. Yup, we're getting intelligent answers, guys. I love this. All right, are we on the line facing the New Yorkers over there in front of us? Another gunshot. I don't remember fire commands off the top of my head. Ready! Aim! Hold! Aim! Fire! That worked in Gettysburg. Actually, it's like a CO told me to hold. Get started. There's the shot right there. Enemy! Ready! Aim! Fire! Didn't work. Worth a shot. Getting a lot of intelligent stuff coming through, but worth a shot. Take a watermelon and take a watermelon in a paint mixer and cut the top off and mix up the inside and pour a bottle of vodka in it. You won't regret it. It's delicious for the summer. I'm gonna walk back over here. We were actually getting a little more in the woods. If I can find a place to sit this, I actually want to sit here for a minute and do some flashlight action. We'll do it. We'll sit under this tree. Jacob. All right. Boys, I brought you water. No matter what side you're on, I brought water. If it don't fall over, water. All I ask is that you come here and you talk through this box and give me some information, your names, your regiments, Union, Confederate, any messages you want to get across. Let me get some flashlights out. All right, so we got pink and we got yellow. All right. Oh, puzzle piece. I had to do the puzzle piece. All right, so let me get some flashlights set up. And then the yellow. I'm gonna have to zoom in to see the flashlights because it's daylight, obviously. All right, so this is how we're gonna do this. Red flashlight is yes, yellow flashlight is no. Please turn both lights off for me. I'll give you a moment to figure out how to do that. My spirit guides, please assist them. Elijah, Pete, James, please assist them. Jeff, Nathan, even you. Help them figure out the lights. Turn off the pretty lights on the black bag there. Pink one's almost off, pink one's off. All right, can you turn the yellow one off now? Same way you turn the pink one off, turn off the yellow one. And flashlight communication is one of my favorite ways to communicate, personally, because it's easy to carry two flashlights in your pocket. Oh, my knee. I gotta get up. I got a bad knee. I'm gonna adjust the... There we go. There were ants crawling on it. All right, they turned it off. There were ants crawling on it. Ooh, someone right by the water bottle. I didn't move it that time, and the light's coming on. All right, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, turn off the yellow one as well. Both of them off. Pink is yes, yellow is no. All right, how about this? How about that? That's a kid. How about this? Yellow for Confederate, pink for Union. What side are you on? Turn off the lights, both of them. We're gonna start fresh. Pink for Union, yellow for Confederate. Reset the lights, turn them both off. Turn the pink one off. Reset for me. I think there's a mix. All right, turn off the yellow now. Turn off the yellow. And that's the complete reset, and then answer my question, okay? Confederate? Okay. That's what I wanted. So we got Confederates right here where I'm at. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is this another Georgia line? Yes. Okay. Thank you for that answer. I appreciate it. All right. Do you want to do yellow for yes and pink for no? If you want that, just shine the light. Give it a flicker. Well, I hope if I had the camera on it. If you want to do that, yellow for yes, pink for no. And just give me a flicker on the flashlight. Hey, Betty. I heard the man say, help me. Okay, so I'm going to ask this because they did this to me in Gettysburg. Okay, so yellow is yes, pink is no. Do you guys think I'm a medic of some sort? Because I'm carrying around a bag. No. Okay, thank you. When I was in Gettysburg, I had my backpack on, and on the Polter script, I kept getting medic and stuff that was pertaining to being a medic at the time. 13. Hey, Jennifer. We are at the Olustee battlefield in Sanderson, Florida. This was the only major Civil War battlefield that took place here in Florida. There were skirmishes here and there, but this was the only well-known major battlefield. And we've just been rolling with the portal box and rolling with some flashlight communication. We got a Confederate line right here, Georgians. Is there anybody from the 1st Florida Cavalry around me right now? Is there anybody around me that's from the 1st Florida Cavalry? I heard a shot. Yes. Behind me? What part of Florida are you from, sir? I want to see if it's close to where I live at, if your home's close to mine. I'm from a little town called Ocklawaha. Are you ever around that way? You are? Central? That's good to know. Thank you. Can I get your name, the cavalry soldier? Can you say it into the box? Shining the light, yes. Say it into the box, please. Jacob. Second time, Jacob. I heard that. Say it a little louder, Jacob. Say it a little louder, Jacob. I appreciate you talking, sir. So I have a Florida cavalryman. Jacob, is your body buried over by the hometown there? Yes? I know the Confederacy did a good job. So basically you base it off of who won the battle is how they treated the other people. So the Confederacy won this battle. They basically just covered the Union's remains in pine straw and left them there. In Gettysburg, the Union basically won that, and they were concerned with burying their dead and left the Confederates out to rot for a while before they buried them, and a lot of townspeople had to deal with it. So it's based off a battle back in Civil War era conflicts. So who won and everything else. It's 2:09 now, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the flashlights up, put the water in my pocket. We're going to do an EVP burst session here real quick again, since it's so active here. I want to see what I get. I'll go through it again later. And then we will pick up the portal box, and then we will walk back over towards the thicket up that way in the beginning of the park and see what we get. The wife should be done, so 11, 12, 1, 2, 3:30. Okay, you know what? We can go that way. I got time. We can go that way. The wife shouldn't be done till like 4 o'clock from her hair appointment. So, whew. All right, let me crank this down. I'm gonna crank this down. I'm gonna stick my face in Spanish moss and get some bugs in my hair, and get more ticks in my head. All right. And let's turn on the Zoom H4 Essential. Yep. I'm going to keep this facing the battlefield. I'm going to zoom in as I'm recording, again, just to see if I see anything. I should keep it aimed over. I'll keep it like right here at the midway point. So let me tap. All right, spirits, I'm going to do what's called, again, an EVP burst session. You talk into these little silver tips at the end as loud as you can. Tell me your name, whatever question I ask, answer it as loud as you can into this silver tips of this device here. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, it says hold. Hold? What do you mean hold? What are you doing? Mic's off, mic's on. What is this thing doing? Let me reset it. Oh, it's on hold. That's why. I'm stupid. Sorry, guys. All right, 3, 2, 1. Are you Union or Confederate? Say your name as loud as you can. What regiment were you a part of? How many of you are around me? Are you guys still fighting? Are you aware that the war is over? There was a tap right there on that tree behind me. Like someone just tap. Okay, so we're going to do playback. See what we get on playback. Are you Union or Confederate? Say your name as loud as you can. What regiment were you a part of? There was a whisper in there. How many of you are around me? Are you guys still fighting? Are you aware that the war is over? I had a footstep in a thicket on that one. Alright. Are you Union? That's fine. Let me save that. Again, I'm going to go back through these, plug them into the computer, pop them in the audio amplifier, and then amplify. And actually, let me try this. Let me hit the 1 and the 2, because this is a new recorder and I'm still figuring it out. So let me hit 1, let me hit 2. And I don't know what that does, so we're going to find... Oh, 1 and 2 is these two down here, actually. External lines. Never mind, they won't do nothing. That's just external... Like you plug your stuff in for external listening devices. That's what that is. Okay. One more time. Are you Union or Confederate? Can you fire off a cannon or a rifle? How many of you are around me right now? Is there a man named Jacob here? "38 seconds. Playback. Are you Union or Confederate?" What was that? That's a fly. Can you fire off a cannon or a rifle? That was a fly. That's a fly. How many of you are around me right now? Fly again. Is there a man named Jacob here? Okay. So that was a couple of the things I heard in there were flies. I do want to debunk it, obviously. I don't want to just call everything evidence. So let's go back. We'll turn the portal box back on. We'll get walking with the portal box. I will keep this in my pocket. I have an EMF meter in my pocket. Let's see if we can get some EMF action while we're here. Let's sit it up here in the tree. That's going high for no reason. All right. Rally, every man. There's 20. You guys are hearing this, right? Cannon fire. The K2 up in the top of the tree is going ballistic right now, and you can't see it. That's the shit part. Oh my goodness, this is what I love about portal box. More coming. Portal box is my favorite piece of equipment. Hey Carson. Was there a sniper up in that tree? You bet ya. Oh my goodness, this is gold. I'm glad I decided to stay. This is absolute gold. Ready! Fire! You don't see it. And clear through a car speaker. They're coming. They're literally battling right now. Like we're here. I'm gonna shut up. I'm shutting up right now. Advance, boys! I was curious how that was going to go. Well, thank you for that. We're fighting. I heard that. Don't let them get a foothold. Let's go. Come on. Yankee problem. They're coming. Sorry guys, I'm getting amped up. This is gold. This is like better than what I got at Gettysburg gold through the portal box. Like I got some gunshots and some cool stuff, but this is legit reenacting an entire freaking battle. The K2 up in the tree. Move forward, everyone. I don't want to move the portal box. I'm just going to rotate while it's playing. Y'all can hear it. This is amazing. And it's like back to back to back to back to back. Like it's happening in real time. Damn straight. Got it. Yep. See, that's what I mean about intelligent. I said that. I said it's like it's happening in real time. And then you get damn straight and got it. It's residual, but there's intelligence to residual energy and residual hauntings. That's the point I've been trying to hammer across. Yeah, I can go in the field, Michelle. I'm just holding it still because we're getting a lot. So in the field over there would have been a Union line. Right over there would have been the 47th New York. The Massachusetts would have been back there. And then there would have been a couple of other New York regiments over behind that. Over here, this area, and back over this way, would have been a Georgia regiment. So like this would have been Georgia. So we're in, right now we're on the Confederate side. And they are very clearly coming through. Advance, boys! Don't let them get a foothold! I'm trying to say shit to rile them up. Come on, boys, let's give them a rebel yell. Give me a yell. Come on, woo! Give me a yell. This is the most active this portal box has been this whole time I've been here. I'll back up from it a little bit so you can hear it a little better instead of being directly on the thing. Beautiful Chaos. I am using what's called a portal box. It's an SB7 hooked up to a guitar amp, hooked up with a noise gate pedal and a reverb pedal. So it's just a guitar amp with a noise gate pedal and a reverb pedal. And I have it hooked up to the SB7 Spirit box. And what this does is the noise gate pedal eliminates the that you normally get from the Spirit box. And the reverb adds a little bit of echo so you can hear them coming through a little bit more. But that's basically what that is. I'm hearing it clear. I don't know if y'all are hearing it pretty clear. I guess I'll find out when I do playback. This is super, super clear. I'm not the one who invented it. I wish I was, but I worked hard to perfect mine where it was very, very nice. Man, I want to move to a different... Let's go into the field. I might regret it. It might not work as well. I might be in a hot spot. But let's go into the field. Water break. Gotta stay hydrated in the Florida heat, guys. Hey, Gino. Got the portal box ripping over here in... Olustee at the battlefield in Olustee, Florida. We're on a Confederate line currently, and we'll move into the battlefield in a moment towards the Union line. Hey, Jose. So reverb, I got Track Therapist. I got a couple of videos. They're down the list a little bit on my page, but it's how I built that box. It's a Spirit box. I have an SB7 Spirit box, SB7 Pro. You don't have to get the Pro, but I got the SB7 Spirit box. I got the smallest guitar amp I could get, and I got a power supply for the guitar pedals too. And I wanted a guitar pedal power supply because I don't want to plug it in. I want it to be portable. Gustavo with the rhyme. Thank you, brother. Jose, this location is west of Jacksonville. It's the Olustee battlefield in Sanderson, Florida. I am the only person in this park right now. I can get, like, there's no park rangers even. Like, my car is still probably the only one parked up there in the front. I appreciate the taps, guys. You guys are awesome. We're going to walk onto the field in a minute. I'm finishing hydrating. All right. Hydration Nation, baby. I got more water in the truck. All right, we're gonna sit that there. Wait up. Why? Why do you want me to wait up? Is there a reason? There is. What's the reason you want me to wait up? Where'd I put my flashlights? I don't want to lose them. All right. Look close. I'm looking close. Alright. Let me pick everything up. Alright, we still have 3 bars. Whoa. Alright. Alright, we're going to the battlefield now. Advancing from the Georgia line over to where the New York lines would have been. This is the reenactment. This is where they do reenactments, as you could tell with the thing there. But this is part of the battlefield itself. Yeah, that's because I got it cranked all the way up. I finally got it tuned right where they're coming through super, super clear. But over there would have been where the New York line was. One of the New York lines. But, yep. The only cavalry I know that was here was the... We got what? The radio. That's basically what it is. Where is my... I found it, right? Yeah. Are you guys still fighting out here? Am I in the middle of a crossfire? Nice. Stay there. I'll stay here. Don't rush it. I gotta listen back on this. It's not supposed to thunderstorm today, at least not up here. If it does, well, I guess I'm getting wet. I'm trying to find one of those prickly pear cactuses so I can show you how freaking thick them needles. There's one. Look at this, guys. So the first time I came here, I was in shorts and hey dudes. Oh, there's the rain. I was in shorts and hey dudes the first time I came here. And I was in a lot of pain walking through that. There was a lot more when I came here in the spring. We're gonna go back to the tree line. We're gonna get out of the rain. We're gonna go back to the tree line here. Yeah, they hurt. And they're like barbed at the end, so I'm sitting there trying to yank them out. I'm like, ah! Back to the tree line. We got a sun shower, boys and girls. Boys, head back out. They're starting to overtake me. Head back out. They're starting to overtake me. It is noticeably colder in this spot. I will say that. Because usually the rain coming out in Florida. View getting too thin? Or the veil? Yeah, they hurt. I'm just mainly keeping an eye out. I'm letting this roll. Hopefully y'all can hear it good. I don't know. It's the same thing in Gettysburg. Like, they're still fighting in Gettysburg, but they're not stuck there. That's the weird part. I think some of them, we won't know until we pass on. You know what I mean? Everybody's got questions. Yeah. I go by I believe in God, but I don't believe in one true religion. When I started this, I was very much atheist. I wasn't religious, on me. But the more I've been communicating with the afterlife, there's an afterlife. Obviously, God's real if there's an afterlife. Do I think there's one true, correct religion? No. I think all religions, in my opinion, obviously not saying it's gospel, not trying to get into an argument, just my opinion, all religions are a mean to the same ends. They're meant to prep you for the afterlife. Yeah, fighting is a hobby, Gina. I mean, they're coming through really clear. Normally, I would drag Bree here and drag my wife and make her sit somewhere alone with a camera on her as bait. And she does it just wholeheartedly, like the things I do for love. I did it in the old jail in St. Augustine. I put her in Gen Pop and closed the door. Oh, there are. I'm going to go back by that tree where we were getting a lot. And actually, I think we should go this way. We'll walk this way. We'll go up this trail. I want to try to find it on me. Back, again, I got over to this spot. It's like there's a line here. It started to come through clear when I got over to this spot again. Is there a Georgia line right around me right now? Yeah, Bree is bait. The B in Bree stands for bait. Give it a little bit more. Let's go walking through the woods back towards some farther lines. That was radio interference. That was a whoa. That was radio interference. All the way. East Indian. Or I'm Indian, maybe? Oh, that was a snake. Funzy, a little black racer. Which way should I go up at this path, guys? Not here. What will I see if I keep going this way? Animals. Good. Are there any Seminole Indians over here? Are there any Seminoles over here? Obviously you wouldn't be Civil War based, but did you guys used to have a camp over here? Right behind me? I heard what's behind you or right behind you? Gotcha, Carrie. People. Is the fighting currently going on straight behind me? He's on his way. I'm going back here. I don't know how to explain it. I'm getting drawn back here. Like, I feel like I have to go back here. It's hard to explain. It's like I feel like I need to go this way. Like every fiber of my being is telling me to go this way. Why is the question. What? All right. No, I'm not afraid at all. I just listen to my gut. I listen to my body. So, like, if I'm out investigating somewhere and I'm drawn to a specific spot, I go to it. Your intuition in your body is telling you to go there. Listen to it. If it's telling you to run, you can run or you can stay. I'm getting drawn. It's this tree. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm getting drawn back to this tree. It's over here. Like this spot, I don't know why. I'm getting drawn back. We're gonna... I guess we'll end it here. No, I'm getting drawn back to this spot, and I don't know why. Something's just telling me, come back here. They still want to talk, which is fine. I don't care if they want to talk. Here, you want some more water? Is that what you want? Let me put it somewhere where it won't fall over, because I would like some water too. Now they're going to be quiet. That's fine though. I don't know how to explain that. I'm literally just drawn back to this spot, overlooking the field. And what we were getting earlier, I did ask if there was a Confederate sniper in the tree and got "you bet ya" through the box. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, there was a sniper in the tree. I asked earlier if somebody was in the tree, and they said "you bet ya." I'm going to post a lot of this. I'm probably going to put the full video uncut on YouTube. I'll do the full video uncut on YouTube. I can probably post the full thing on TikTok, at least in hour increments, in part 1 and part 2. But I'm going to chop it up and put the highlights on there, because long form on TikTok doesn't really do that great. I don't think people have the patience to sit and watch long form on TikTok. But I'll post my full uncut on YouTube, Kraken Paranormal, on my YouTube page. 2 more followers on there, and I can go live on YouTube. Too short. Although, admittedly, I do use TikTok a ton more. What is that light? Oh, there's a person. There's a random ass person. That's fine. They're being quiet now. Yeah, I believe it was. Water break. Yeah, they're being quiet now. I was drawn back to this spot, but they're being quiet. All right, I'm out of water now. All out of water now. I was hoping to get some cool stuff too, but alrighty, y'all. I'm probably gonna bounce off here. I got 33% battery and about a 40-minute drive back to Gainesville or so. But I'll talk to y'all later. Give me a follow if you want. I'll post some stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna get some water because I'm out. Later.